The Intelligent Investor, Episode 20, Chapter 20, Margin of Safety. What if one idea alone could protect you from most investing mistakes? Not perfect predictions, not secret strategies, not complicated financial systems, just one principle. Benjamin Graham believed the entire philosophy of intelligent investing could be summarized in 2 words: margin of safety. This may be the most important concept in the entire book. Because life is unpredictable, markets are unpredictable, economies change, businesses struggle, people make mistakes, and Graham understood something deeply realistic. No investor will be correct all the time. That's why intelligent investing is not about perfection. It's about protection against uncertainty, emotional mistakes, overconfidence, and unexpected events. And honestly, this chapter is not only about investing. It's about how intelligent people survive uncertainty in life itself. Part 1. What is a margin of safety? Benjamin Graham defines margin of safety as buying investments significantly below their estimated intrinsic value. In simple terms, do not pay full price when uncertainty exists. Leave room for mistakes. Now, emotionally, many investors struggle with this idea. Why? Because during optimistic periods, people become emotionally convinced. Everything will work perfectly. Growth will continue forever. Risk is minimal. And once confidence becomes emotional, people stop protecting themselves. But Graham believed uncertainty never disappears completely, no matter how optimistic markets feel. That's why intelligent investors prepare for imperfect outcomes. For example, imagine a bridge designed to hold exactly the weight expected. What happens if conditions suddenly change? What if pressure increases unexpectedly? The bridge becomes vulnerable, but a bridge built with extra strength, a margin of safety, survives uncertainty better. That's exactly how Graham viewed investing, not prediction, preparation. Part 2. Why human beings hate preparation during good times. One of the most psychologically powerful ideas in this chapter is this: people emotionally ignore risk when things feel good. During strong markets, optimism rises, confidence rises, caution disappears. And emotionally, preparation starts feeling unnecessary. Why hold cash? Why think defensively? Why worry about valuation? Everything feels easy. But Benjamin Graham believed this emotional behavior becomes extremely dangerous. Because markets are cyclical, conditions change, and emotional confidence often peaks right before problems appear. Again, human psychology repeats constantly. People become greedy during booms, fearful during crashes, and emotionally reactive during uncertainty. That's why Graham believed intelligent investors must protect themselves before emotional chaos begins, not after. Because once panic spreads, clear thinking becomes difficult emotionally. And honestly, this lesson applies far beyond investing too. Preparation often feels unnecessary until it suddenly becomes essential. Part 3. The margin of safety protects against human error. Benjamin Graham understood something humble and realistic. Even intelligent investors make mistakes. Nobody predicts perfectly. Nobody understands the future completely. That's why margin of safety matters enormously. It protects investors against miscalculations, unexpected events, economic downturns, emotional overreactions, and business disappointments. Again, intelligent investing is not about assuming perfection. It's about recognizing imperfection realistically. This mindset feels emotionally uncomfortable because humans naturally crave certainty. People want guaranteed outcomes, perfect predictions, complete confidence. But Graham believed intelligent investors remain humble. They accept uncertainty instead of denying it emotionally. And honestly, that humility creates resilience. Because investors who assume perfection often become emotionally devastated when reality changes unexpectedly. Meanwhile, prepared investors survive uncertainty better psychologically. Part 4. Why overconfidence destroys investors. Benjamin Graham repeatedly warns against overconfidence. Why? Because overconfidence removes caution, and emotionally, success often creates dangerous confidence. Investors begin believing, I fully understand the market. Nothing can go wrong. This investment is guaranteed. That emotional certainty creates reckless behavior. People overpay, overinvest, ignore valuation, abandon discipline. Again, emotion distorts judgment, and eventually, reality returns. That's why Graham constantly emphasizes rationality, humility, and preparation. Because intelligent investors understand uncertainty always exists, even during strong markets. And honestly, this lesson feels timeless. Every financial bubble in history was fueled partly by emotional overconfidence. People stop protecting themselves because optimism feels safer emotionally than caution, until conditions change suddenly. Part 5: The margin of safety is emotional protection too. One of the deepest ideas in this chapter is that margin of safety protects not only financially, but emotionally. Why? Because investors who prepare properly often handle uncertainty more calmly. Imagine two investors during a market crash. One investor overpaid emotionally, ignored risk, and assumed everything would continue perfectly. The other investor invested carefully, maintained diversification, and left room for uncertainty. Who experiences less panic emotionally? Preparation creates emotional resilience. Benjamin Graham believed intelligent investing is not about avoiding all pain. It's about surviving uncertainty rationally without emotional self-destruction. And honestly, that mindset may be one of the most valuable financial skills possible, because markets will always fluctuate, fear will always exist, unexpected events will always happen. But disciplined investors prepare for that reality instead of emotionally denying it. Again, margin of safety is not pessimism, it's wisdom. Final outro. So what's the deeper lesson of chapter 20? The future is uncertain, always. And Benjamin Graham believed intelligent investors should build protection into every financial decision. Not because disaster is guaranteed, but because uncertainty is unavoidable. The margin of safety protects against mistakes, overconfidence, emotional behavior, and unexpected reality. And honestly, this principle may extend far beyond investing. The strongest systems in life often survive because they were built with room for uncertainty, not because they predicted everything perfectly. And that brings us to the heart of the intelligent investor. Benjamin Graham's philosophy was never about getting rich quickly, predicting markets perfectly, or chasing emotional excitement. It was about discipline, rationality, patience, emotional control, and long-term survival. Because intelligent investing is not about being fearless, it's about being prepared. And honestly, that lesson may matter now more than ever. Thank you for joining us for this series. We'll see you in the next project.